And joining me now to talk more about this is Professor Kobi Michael, a Senior Research Fellow at the Institute for National Security Studies and a former Deputy Director General at the Israeli Ministry of Strategic Affairs. Thank you so very much for coming on this evening. UNIFIL, who operates in the area, says that it was working to restore calm, but these are not the first skirmishes in the region, which begs the question, just how effective is their presence?
Not effective. It became to be much more symbolic than effective, and we see actually what is happening there along the Israeli-Lebanese border. We see what Hezbollah does on a daily basis, and we see how UNIFIL actually reacts with regard to Hezbollah activities along the border, and therefore. I think that although this UN force is the most robust UN force all over the globe, it looks that it is ineffective at all.
Now, clashes with rioting citizens is less common in the area. The Lebanese army was on site, but where was Hezbollah?
Hezbollah is there. We have to understand that nothing can move there in South Lebanon without the permission of Hezbollah. And when I say nothing, it includes also the Lebanese army. Hezbollah controls the Lebanese army in this regard, and Hezbollah prefers that the Lebanese army will be their proxy when they try to check the Israeli pulse, or when they want to challenge Israel, or when they want to provoke Israel. And it is much easier for them, or much more convenient for them, to use the Lebanese army or to use some Lebanese citizens who live along the border. But everything that occurs there along the border is under the full control of Hezbollah, and therefore we have to understand all the event as event which is controlled by Hezbollah.
Now, work on a new border wall with Lebanon has begun already in 2018 to replace Israel's aging fence in the area, which it claims was actually breached this afternoon. Where do we stand with that?
First, it is not the first incident of this type. We had some incidents like that before, and we have to understand that the international border, which is, by the way, recognized by the international community, by the UN, between Israel and Lebanon, is actually composed of two fences. The first fence, which is the more I would say reliable, or the more serious fence, is inside the Israeli territory, where there is another fence which is along the border itself. And between the fences, there is I would say a sort of a territory which is used by Israel as a sort of a buffer. And from time to time, Israel has to clean there and to assure that the buffer will not be used by the locals in order to penetrate to Israel without noticing. And this is the reason that the Israeli bulldozers, the Israeli tractors are working there in order to clean the area, the buffer between the two fences. But this is an Israeli territory, and there is no any doubt about it. And Israel is allowed to work there, to be there, and to do whatever it wants to do there.
Now, Professor, stay with us, as I would like your insight on another topic, which we're moving to now, that in the past hour, a 15-year-old girl was killed in a shooting incident at the entrance to Yerka, a Druze village in the Lower Galilee. Now, this is still a developing story, which comes as Israeli police on Friday arrested 11 individuals suspected in connection with the deadly mass shooting at a car wash in Yafia near Nazareth on Thursday that killed 5 people. All those killed were members of the Bakri family and are said to have been taken out on their property by their rivals, the Hariri family. Officials said the suspects were tied to the long-standing feud between the two crime families, a running dispute that is thought to have already claimed 26 lives. Now, the latest incident also comes as authorities arrested several more people in connection with violent crime in the Arab community, which has risen to unprecedented bloody heights. The 5 deaths, including one additional killing in a separate incident on Thursday, and the latest one in this developing story on Friday, has brought the number of Arabs killed in acts of violence and crime throughout the state of Israel since the beginning of the year now to 99. Still with me is Professor Kobi Michael, a senior research fellow at the Institute for National Security Studies and a former deputy director general at the Israeli Ministry of Strategic Affairs. Kobi, it has to be asked, what is going to be done about the Arab sector murder rate?
First of all, we have to go back to the pretty successful plan that worked last year and was headed by those days Deputy Minister of Internal Security, MK Segalovich, because this is not only an issue of the police. This is a much more complicated issue, which is related to all the state institutions, all the state authorities, and it relates also to the Arab society itself and to its leadership. And I think that we were on the right path, and unfortunately, due to very cynical political reasons, the Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir decided to stop this project, and actually nothing is done in the level of the state, but in the level of the police, and this is not enough. And in the very same time, it is very crucial to mention and to emphasize that the Arab society and its leadership has responsibility, first of all, to cooperate with the police. Usually, the Arab citizens of Israel do not like the idea of cooperating with the police, informing the police about events or about any details that they know about the incidents, and therefore the police has some difficulties in reaching to the people that are organizing these crimes. So I think that here there must be a sort of a combination between the state authorities as a whole and the Arab leadership and the Arab society, and this is something that will take time, but we have to refer to that as a criminal terror, not less than that, and we have to change our approach in a very dramatic manner.
Professor Kobi Michael, thank you so very much for your time this evening.